Beautiful blue skies above the field here at Ken Sundstrom Field as we get ready to bring you CTN coverage of high school baseball non-conference action for the Coon Rapids Cardinals as they host the Buffalo Bison. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro behind home plate. And Howie, Coon Rapids still searching for win number one. They've got the big lefty Braden Grisey going again. I think it's the third time we've been here for him with a start, and he's hoping today's the time they get number one.
Well, they need to get off the schneid, quite obviously, and they're hoping that he can keep his control down. Obviously, we've seen him a few times already this year, and he's got some really nice pitches, but he has a little trouble finding the zone at times. And so we'll see how this unfolds against this Bison squad.
Bison come in right around the 500 mark, just a step below. They play in an equally tough Lake Conference where they just came off a loss to, I think, number 7 ranked Wayzata, who is in their conference. To look at how they will come to the plate, the catcher Carson Adrian leading things off. He'll be followed by Ty Torgrimson, the shortstop. Riley West is hitting in the 3 spot and playing at second. The right fielder Theodore Salas is hitting cleanup. Dolan Brisk playing at first with the DH Aiden Marconet behind him. Isaac Hill, Jamison Stern, and Nolan Mullenbach round out the order for the Bison. Grisey slips one past a swinging Carson Adrian. He got a piece of it, but it's 0-1.
Adrian's leading hitter for this club, hitting .357 on the season. I'd like to keep him off the base paths.
We were there for the night game in Andover last week when they lost to the Huskies 10-0. Since that time, a 8-inning 3-2 loss to Washburn, where they had a 2-1 lead going into the bottom of the 7th inning and lost in 8 innings.
Yeah, that was a tough loss for him, for sure.
And then a 6-2 loss at the hands of Mayo at Wintercrest on Saturday morning. 2-2 now to Adrian.
4 of these 6 losses came to the hands of rated teams for the Bison.
Yeah, as I mentioned, they play in an equally tough conference a lot of times. Slider dips way too early, and Adrian gets to a full count.
Oh, they lost
most of the time, non-conference schedules, you think, not going to have a schedule as tough as the Northwest Suburban. Lake Conference right up there. Adrian fights off a fastball and stays alive with a full count.
So they've lost twice to the number 7 rated Wayzata squad. They lost once to St. Michael. Albertville is rated 6th, and lost to Minnetonka, who is at number 5.
Another one fouled back by Adrian. And a good battle going. The leadoff man here in the top of the 1st inning. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat for Braden Grisey. And he found the inside edge. Adrian caught looking for out number 1.
Yeah, I think he would have loved to be able to try and at least offer at that pitch, because he guessed at it and it just came across the knees, and umpire rung him up. You can see there.
Now the shortstop, Ty Torgrimson. Few more pitches than he would have liked to the leadoff man, but he got the result he wanted. This one driven well down the right field line, but hooking well foul also, so it's 0-1.
Torgrimson hitting 273 on the season.
He's got some weird movement on that pitch, and it finds the inside edge, and Torgrimson said, I am not offering it that.
Oh, we've talked about that. He has some pretty good movement on some of his pitches, and he just wants to be more consistent.
Fastball left way outside, and an easy take for Torgrimson, but Grisey with room to play. Still ahead in the count, 1-2. Pitch sinking into the dirt. 2-2. Goes to the fastball inside and missed the edge. 3-2.
Well, after starting out 0-2, now 3 straight balls, in danger of putting him on.
This one hit to the left side. Enough. Up with it, throws across, and 1 away. Or 2 away, sorry.
2 away. Yep. A solid play at third for Colin.
Here's a look at it. Colin Fanoff, one of the captains at third. Brady Lucan playing short. Hayden Lundquist and Brady Lechner on the right side of the infield. LBV out in right field with Califoot in center and Petru in left. Bryce Karen is behind the plate. First pitch, smoke down the line in left. A solid drive for Riley West. He's going to have extra bases sliding in just ahead of the throw, as it could not be secured. And he just jumped all over a first offering, which was right down the plate. In safely ahead of the throw, and now Theodore Salas with a runner in scoring position, 2 away.
Yeah, did a really nice job of turning on that one. Salas comes in hitting .267, like the opportunity to drive a run in here if he can. A couple outs.
Fastball right down the plate to start him out. 0-1. Another one, and this one's hit into left. Another solid hit, and then it's dropped in the outfield by Petru. Coming in without a play is West. A couple of 2-out hits. Cardinals in a little bit of a snowball fight, but the tag applied by Lucan and the end the inning, but not before the run comes home. We'll work the scoring out in the break, but Cardinals at the plate down 1-0 after this. So there was a hit and an error. I don't know if they consider Salas getting the RBI or not, but it did drive in a run, as Riley West, I think, might have scored even if Petru fields it cleanly. He would have had to come up and put an absolute laser to the plate.
He would have, but he would have had at least had an opportunity to make a play.
But, yeah, then a little bit of a greedy effort from Salas to try and get into scoring position, and almost got away with catching the Cardinals, throwing it around a little bit and not taking care of the baseball, but they were able to get the tag and get the out and get out of the inning. But a couple of hits and a run in the inning, and now Bryce Karen will try and start to respond for the Cardinals. The catcher leading things off. He'll be followed by Reese Sharp, who's DHing today. Kieran looks at a fastball high from Caleb Johnson. Plenty of velocity from Johnson on the first pitch of the game, but well out of the zone. This one, belt high, fouled back out of play. And the count is even 1-1.
Now Price is hitting .348 as he steps to the plate. Having a good season.
Curveball hit to the right side, scooped by West. The throw to Brisk in time. One down.
Now that's what you want to do behind your pitcher. Just use that defense, get a quick out, relatively quick out.
The designated hitter, number 29, Reese Sharp.
Kieran only about a foot or two away from slipping that past the second baseman. There you see it, West and Brisk on the right side. Torgrimson and Stern on the left side of the infield. Mullenbach, Hill, and Gertz patrolling the grass. Carson Adrian behind the plate calling the pitches for Caleb Johnson. Reese Sharp takes that one. It evens the count at 1-1.
Reese comes into the ballgame hitting .222 on the season.
This one flared foul down the right field line. Puts Johnson in the driver's seat, 1-2. Sharp hitting for Lindquist, playing at second this afternoon. Curveball, and Sharp wisely lays off as it ends up in the dirt.
Initially he thought about it, but as you mentioned, wisely decided against it.
Breaks it off better this time. It's right down the zone. And a called third strike for out number 2.
Now batting for the Cardinals, the center fielder, number 2.
A little more snap on that. The big bender was not nearly that fast, and that's not his fastball. I don't know if it's a little bit of a cutter he's got there, but broke just a bit right at the right spot. Very effective pitch for out number 2. Goes back to the fastball to start Jacob Califoot. Califoot lays off, down and away, 1-0. Took a little something off it. It's fouled back to the backstop.
Jacob hitting .233 on the season.
Curveball misses inside. That was tempting.
It was.
Califoot lays off, and wisely as it ends up right off the top of his shoe tops.
I swung at it 3 times in my mind.
Goes back to
nice
the
pitch.
fastball, knees high and right down the middle. 2-2. It's an easy take way up high, even on the big guy. Full count. Goes down for the curveball, rolls it to short. Torgrimson up. The throw is in time. And the Cardinals are put away 1-2-3. We go to the second. It's Buffalo 1, Coon Rapids 0. You're watching high school baseball on CTN.
Did you know major recreational equipment like RVs, campers, converted buses, and boats are allowed on residential property in Coon Rapids? But you are limited to 2 items that must be registered and operable. And any vehicle parked at a home for more than 12 hours must not exceed a certain size. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
Back at the Cardinals Sports Complex, Buffalo taking advantage of a couple of two-out hits in the top half of the first inning. They have a 1-0 lead. How much the error played into it, debatable.
Right. It is debatable.
West had a head of steam right off the bat. I don't think even fielded perfectly that Petru would have been able to get the out at home. This one hit well. Petru retreating, working his way back. It's off the top of his glove, and that one is an error that will cost the Cardinals a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Again, you're probably looking up into that high sky, but that's one on your glove. You need to make that play.
Rough start for young Mr. Petru out in left field. And now Marconnett comes up with the runner in scoring position. Nobody out. Takes a pitch inside, 1-0.
He also comes up with a .250 average.
This one hit well to left. No chance for Petru. Turning and coming home easily is Brisk. Big turn at first base, but Marconnett will stay there with an RBI single. It's a 2-0 lead.
Oh, they're getting to Grisey a little bit early here. Another solid base wrap for the Bisons. He turned on that pitch and hit it to the left field corner. Putting a little more pressure on number 12.
Some pressure on number 5 as well. He credited with a couple of errors. And just about everything's going to the left side. This one's bobbled it short by Lukin, and everybody's safe. Back-to-back errors in this, not quite back-to-back. There was a RBI single in the middle, but everybody's safe. Second error in the first 3 batters.
Yeah, Coach Mossey's going to take an early walk out to the mound here in the top half of the second.
Well, and again, this is a team that has struggled so mightily through the first part of this season. We're just over midway through the regular season. And so easy for problems to snowball and get out of control. Got to try and put a cap on it here. 3 errors already. You're only 3 batters into the second inning. You haven't even made it through the order the first time.
Yeah, that's something that has to be deeply concerning to Coach Mossey.
3 errors and 7 batters. So 2 on and nobody out for Jamison Stern. And he looks at a changeup that just floated across middle in, belt high. You're not going to get a better pitch to hit than that one.
Stern hitting a $118 on the season.
That one waved at him as he went by.
It said hello.
Tried to repeat the pitch right there, but Grisey misses it inside. This one hit high to center. Getting underneath it is Califoot. He'll make the catch. Both runners will stay put. And that is the first out of inning number 2.
And again, that's an out they certainly need here just to make sure they can try and get out of this inning without any more run production.
And now the number 9 hitter, Nolan Mullenbach, playing in left field. He's got runners at first and second, only 1 out. Already a 2-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. Breaking pitch misses outside for Grisey. It's 1-0.
Well, he's hitting 200 on the season. An opportunity for him with runners at first and second.
Got a piece of it, but not enough. It's 1-1. That pitch was the 9th of the inning. That's pitch number 10. He threw 8 pitches to the first man he faced in the first inning.
Well, that's one thing you don't want to see from him is a high pitch count.
When they're jumping on it, lead runner goes early, and he's going to steal third without a throw. Marconi got a great jump. I don't know if Kieran had it slip a little bit. He cocked and then decided not to throw. So now runners at the corners. And a 3-1 count to Mullenbach. Grisey in danger of loading him up as we turn back to the top of the order for Buffalo. Check on the runner at first, and Hill dives back safely. Big pitch for Grisey upcoming. He'll check again. And again, Hill dives back safely.
Had to try to get an advantage here, see if he can pick the runner off of first.
Runner goes, slides in safely. They do not send Mark on it from third. Expected that to be with the double steal as soon as Karen threw down, and Karen nearly got him. Marcana decided to stay put at third, so now 2 in scoring position. Oh, it was ball 4.
Yep.
I knew that. Bases loaded. This one high to the right side. Underneath it to make the catch is Lindquist. It's a big second out as we got back to the top of the order.
I was just going to say that, Joe. It's a huge second out for the Cardinals because now, obviously, with bases loaded, base hit scores at least 1, if not 2. If you can get out of the inning with just the 1 run across, that's a win for you in the field.
So Ty Torgrimson grounded to third first time up. Looks at the speed pitch inside. Comes up with the bases loaded, 2 away. They did all of their damage in the first inning with 2 outs. Grisey trying to get out without any more damage here. Clips the inside corner that time, and the count is even 1-1.
Yeah, that would just give him more confidence, obviously, if he get out of this inning now.
Curveball, grounded left side. Bobbled, the throw still in time from Lukin to Lechner. And that leaves them loaded up. 1 across, though, for Buffalo. They lead 2-0. Middle of the second on CTN.
There was once a time when local sports coverage wasn't what it is now. A dark age filled with handycams and Polaroids and angry crowds. Then 2 noble souls stood and proclaimed aloud that they'd give the people high-quality sports no matter how. So sports nights they became. Delivering stats and highlights was their vow. And sports nights they remain. Watch them weekly on CTN Now.
Back at the ballpark, Cardinal offense has some work to do. That's been a struggle as well for them early in the year. You're not misreading that. 3 errors in the field for the Cardinals in the first 2 innings. They only trail, however, by a pair.
Well, they're fortunate to be trailed just by a pair.
Brady Lechner leading off the second inning for the home squad.
Lechner having a good season at the plate. He's hitting .333. Like to start something off here the bottom half of the second for the home team.
Johnson able to get the Cardinals 1-2-3, a couple of ground balls and a strikeout. This one foul and will get out of play and put Johnson ahead in the count 1-2. Pretty easy take and
yeah,
little chuckle for Johnson as he stepped off the hill. That was
Got away from him just a bit.
not what he was looking to do. Overgripped it just a little bit.
Just a bit.
2-2 pitch. Grounded to the right side. Going to a knee to stop it is Brisk. He'll win the race to the base. Round number 1.
Again, key to the game in the field is solid fielding, and you saw a nice play there by your first baseman. As Brisk able to, as you mentioned, went to that knee to pick it up and outran him to the bag.
Now batting for the Cardinals, the third baseman, number 3, Colin.
Make the routine plays routinely. Colin Fanoff trying to get something started. First pitch grounded to the left side. Charging it is Torgrimson. The field, the throw. And that is out number 2.
Again, solid defense. Nice play by your shortstop.
Well, in that one, he had to hustle.
He did.
Fanoff definitely
He can fly.
put some pressure on him by flying down the base paths, but good charge, good scoop, good throw on the run, and fielded well by Brisk. Johnson able to retire 2 hitters on back-to-back pitches. Now Braden Grisey. Easy take up over the brim of the helmet, 1-0.
Grisey batting an even 100 on the season.
This one hit well and through the right side. That's going to be a 2-out single. First hit of the ball game, first base runner of the ball game for the home team.
And again, just you need a little momentum. You need to get a little something going and an opportunity to see, especially if after that last inning with bases loaded and they only allowed the run. See if you can at least cut this lead in half, but you are with 2 away, so you'll have to make something happen.
Well, and as I mentioned, started to mention, they've had their struggles of giving up a lot of runs, but their last couple of outings, they've been in them. Surprisingly, when you look at how many hits they're getting, they're getting 2, 3, 4 hits a ball game. That is not going to win many baseball games. Johnson reaches back, fires a fastball past Brady Lucan. He was a little late on the swing. Comes up empty, trying to continue. Or start, I guess, a 2-out rally after the 2-out single by Braden Grisey. Speed pitch fouled back. Johnson way ahead, 0-2.
Looking steps to the plate. Batting average a little south of 100. Looking to see if he can raise that here.
Big hole on the right side with him holding Grisey on. He's going to hit it to the left side. Torgrimson on a couple of hops, takes his time. Long stretch for Brisk. But that will end the inning. A 2-out single for Grisey. They get the next man to ground out. Buffalo back at the plate, up 2-0 when we return on CTN.
There was once a time when local sports coverage wasn't what it is now. A dark age filled with handycams and Polaroids and angry crowds. Then 2 noble souls stood and proclaimed aloud that they'd give the people high-quality sports no matter how. So Sports Nights they became. Delivering stats and highlights was their vow. And Sports Nights they remain. Watch them weekly on CTN Now.
Closing in on 80 degrees at Ken Sundstrom Field. And not a cloud in the sky. A beautiful day for baseball. So far, Buffalo has taken control with a 2-0 lead, but they have not been able to run away. Although they have kept Coon Rapids very quiet through the first couple of at-bats.
They certainly have. And this is, you talked about the weather, this is the kind of weather Minnesotans just live for. It's a beautiful day.
Riley West doubled and scored. Just absolutely jumped on the first thing he saw. This time they go with the breaking pitch. And that thing, I don't know what it is because it seems to break 2 different times.
It does.
But when he spots it in the right place, it's a very effective pitch.
Well, as a hitter, you're not sure what's coming at you. It's an interesting pitch for sure.
1-1 now, and that one misses well outside. And he grooved a fastball to West, and West immediately pounded it to left field. His first at bat, so he's trying to avoid that, I think. This one grounded to the right side. Lundqvist takes his time, scoops, throws over to Lechner, and there's one away.
And again, that's what you need in the field, just an easy, clean ground ball. You make sure you make the play on it, get the ball over to first before the runner manages to get there, and you get a quick out. Cardinals need more of those.
So Salas had the controversial hit that ended up being the last at bat of the first inning. A solid single to first that was overrun a little bit by Petru. The run scored, and then the Cardinals threw it around a little bit. He tried to stretch it to a double and ended up out before he reached second base. And my only argument would be there's no need for the error because there were no extra bases due to Petru missing it the first time. In order to get the run at the plate, it would have taken a perfect throw.
I think he could have made the play, but then you take the risk of allowing that runner to get to second if you don't get the out at the plate. But I understand.
Grisey way ahead, 0-2. This one hit well to center, left center, and tracking it for the out is Califoot, and there's 2 down.
Again, you got a bright blue sky, high sky here today, and you're looking into it. The sun, as you mentioned, it's a beautiful sunny day. As an outfielder, you got to make sure you track the baseball.
Right field, the hardest place to look up from.
Yep.
But Califoot able to track it, able to make the catch. First pitch driven into right field. Solid single for Dolan Brisk. He reached on an error and scored in the second inning.
Yeah, he didn't waste any time jumping on that offering.
No, they've been an aggressive bunch at the plate, to be certain. Riley West's double was on a first pitch. Brisk, when he reached on the error, was on a first pitch. So he's only been at the plate twice for 2 pitches, and he's been at first both times. Aiden Markinet, an RBI single, ended up stranded at third, but it was the first strike that he saw in his first at bat. Now here he is with 2 out, runner at first base.
Now you're concerned about just getting out of the inning.
Another pitch up high. Able to get a couple of 2-out hits in the first to push that first run across. And after an eventful start to the second inning, Grisey able to shut it down and essentially leave the bases loaded. Would like to avoid the drama here in the third inning if he could.
Well, that would be ideal.
2-out single by Brisk. He stands at first. 3-0 pitch. Marcano was green lighted. He fouled it back out of play. That was a good pitch to hit.
It was.
Underneath it a bit. The next one is high, and there's 2 on with 2 out.
See, this is a situation, a little trouble you get in. You have a couple outs, but all of a sudden you also have a couple of base runners. And as you talked about earlier, this is an aggressive hitting ball club in Buffalo, and they'll jump on pitches.
Well, and Isaac Hill reached on an error charged to the shortstop, Lukin, also on a first pitch. Got 2 on, 2 out. First pitch, half swing. It's in play. Karen down the line to Lechner for out number 3. A little excuse me swing by Hill. He's out. And the inning comes to an end. We go to the bottom half. Cardinals trying to erase a 2-0 deficit on CTN.
Want to know the who, what, when, and where of Coon Rapids? Then follow CTN on social media. It's that simple. Whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, keep up with local news, sports, and events. And the people who make our community such a great place to live. So give us a follow, like, share, or subscribe, and always be the first to know what's up in Coon Rapids. That's CTN, helping you stay connected.
Buffalo leaves a couple stranded, but still lead as we start the bottom of the second inning. Johnson has had a nice outing so far, allowing just the one base runner, a 2-out single by Braden Grisey in the second inning. Throws a fastball way up high to the left fielder, Brian Petru. This one foul and will get out of play right off the top of the dugout for the visiting Bison, 1-1.
Yeah, Petru's batting average also a little south of 100.
It's breezy going from right to left and in a little bit as well. 1-1 pitch. Fastball called a strike, 1-2. This one hit well to center field, but in good position is Isaac Hill, and that is out number one.
Yeah, when that ball came off the bat, I thought maybe it was going to find the green, but really nice job by Isaac Hill just to get over and underneath it.
Now batting for the Cardinals, the right fielder.
All starts by being well placed before the ball is pitched.
That is true.
He only had about 4 steps to go to his right. Out number one, Leo Bloom Vachereau. The number 9 hitter for the Cardinals shows bunt, pulls it back as that pitch was up and in, 1-0.
Number 9. LBV hitting 250 on the season.
Also plays in position, number 9. Late on the fastball, 1-1. He knew it, didn't even finish his swing. Back and out of play, and Johnson again getting himself ahead in the count. That's where he's pitched most of this afternoon.
And he works relatively quickly as well.
Big sweeping curveball is considerably slower. And it's pretty easy to pick up if you're watching the arm. Goes back to the fastball, burns it right past a swinging Bloom Vachereau. His second strikeout, first time through the order. The first one was a punch out. They go back to the top of the order. Price Karen, 1-1. Price Karen grounded out on a 1-1 pitch. I don't know why I said it that way. Back to the top of the order we go, and Karen takes a pitch up high. How about it's 1-0?
There you go.
It's a good pitch, and he's thrown it plenty.
He has.
Cardinals have not been able to take advantage. His off-speed pitch has been left hanging a little bit too. The curveball, that one has some nasty movement on it, and that time it actually found the zone. He doesn't throw a ton of it, and usually it's been ending up low. That time it was in the zone, timed up perfectly by Bryce Karen, and he puts it into right field for a solid 2-out single.
Yeah, second base hit of the day for Coon Rapids.
Both coming with 2 out.
Yep.
Now, can they do something with it?
That's the key. I mean, you've been able to hold them to 2 runs. The key is the fact that they just need to see if they can, at a minimum, cut that lead in half, because we're just sitting in the bottom half of the third.
Bring up Reese Sharp. Called out on strikes back in the first inning, now with a runner at first. 2 away. They chase Karen back to the bag. Johnson will check him again, and again, Karen is back safely.
Well, he does a nice job of keeping him close.
That one way high.
A little bit.
That got Adrian way up out of his crouch and almost at the top of his reach. Good way to come back. Finds the inside edge at the knees for a strike on Sharp. Again, making sure. He's got a good move over there.
He's got a really good move.
This one's skied back and will get out of play. Way up high. 2-2.
Well, as you talked about, Caleb Johnson really hasn't been in much trouble tonight or this afternoon. Pitching pretty efficiently.
Runner is going. This one hit into center and will fall in front of Hill. Karen turned big and he had to dive back, make sure he would have been back safely, and the ball got passed anyway.
I think so. Yeah, he would have.
But back-to-back 2-out singles. And just well-timed, good, patient, solid hitting for Maurice Sharp.
The center fielder, number 2, Jacob Collifoot.
Now Collifoot trying to keep the 2-out rally going.
Yeah, get a little something cooking here.
Grounded out to short, first time up. First pitch, tails away outside, 1-0. Karen at second, Sharp at first. Johnson with a fastball that's fouled out of play. That'll even the count, 1-1. Misses inside, Califoot ahead in the count, 2-1.
Yeah, Jacob just is looking for something he can drive.
This one smoked into center. They are going to round Karen and bring him home. The throw is coming straight through, and he is out. What a throw from Hill to Adrian. And the Cardinals get 3 straight 2-out hits, but make the third out at home plate. They still trail Buffalo 2-0 as we head to the fourth on CTN.
As you know, CTN's on YouTube, and we're on in a big way. We have thousands of videos online to help you stay connected to Coon Rapids on any device, at home, or on the go. And it's because of your faithful viewership that we can celebrate 10,000 subscribers to the CTN YouTube page. Thank you for your support as we continue to keep you connected.
Back at the ballpark, the Cardinals have evened the tally in the hits column, but still empty in the runs column. They're in this ball game, though. Grisey has done a nice job of getting out of a couple of jams, limiting damage. One in each of the first two for the Bison.
Yeah, how good a job they get, getting out of that bases loaded situation too. Could have produced some runs there. It's just unfortunate that they couldn't get that run at the bottom of the third to cut the lead in half, but the positive is you get 3 straight base hits.
Yeah, and Hill came up and made a great throw home to get Karen. And it was close enough. I had to hold my breath a little bit and wait for the call from the man in blue. He has the best look, and he made the call. I thought the throw was there, but wasn't sure until he made the call, because he's the one that gets paid to make that call. Jamison Stern is leading off the 4th inning for the Bison. Fly ball to center field, first time up. Looks at a fastball nibbling on the inside edge from Grisey, 0-1. And then pulls the string, and that little dipper gets him swinging 0-2.
Well, you were right earlier. Obviously, that throw from Hill was spot on. That's the only way you're going to get him at the plate. Made a heck of a throw.
Grisey, big bending curveball, but misses down and away. Looked like it might have broken the right place. And one not so close makes it 2-2. This one hit well to left field. It's going to be over the head of Petru. It one hops the fence. Digging for second and in easily with a stand-up double is Jamison Stern.
That was a heck of a piece of hitting there.
Well, he got the pitch he wanted. It was bell time, middle in, and he kapowed it.
That play, yeah, he did.
Leadoff double. And now Nolan Mullenbach.
Hit him. We've seen way too many batters hit by pitch for the Cardinals
this season.
Yeah, this season. Yeah, absolutely.
More in this season than maybe the previous 5 combined.
Could be.
It's been a lot.
I mean, we don't do every game, but
no.
For that to stand out in the handful of games that we have done.
Well, I think this is our 4th game. In 2 of our previous 3, they had 6 hit batters.
I think it's our 5th game, I believe.
That one's inside, skips away from Karen. Both runners will advance. Pitch was inside, so 1-0 to Carson Adrian. This one hit well down the line and left. It's fair. Petru gets around behind it. Both runners are going to score. Good jump from second by Mullenbach. And just like that, to start the 4th inning, the Bison have doubled their lead.
Yeah, and again, just solid base hitting by the Bison to produce that.
Now batting for the Bison, the shortstop, number 4, Ty Torgrimson.
Ty Torgrimson, a couple of ground balls, both on the left side of the infield.
We have Cooper Murphy over at first as a courtesy runner.
He almost didn't make it back that
He
time.
almost didn't. You're right. It was closer than he wanted it to be.
They have the count of 1-0. I don't believe he's thrown a pitch to Torgrimson yet. Now it is.
The scoreboard has
Oh, it
2-0.
is 2. Yeah, it is. Our umpire says yes, it's 2. He was listening.
He heard you.
He's the only one. 2-0. Runner at first. And that pitch called a strike at the top of the zone. And we'll see how Grisey is able to respond after tough start. A couple of hits, a hit batter. Big Bender is there for strike 2.
Yeah, and you're still looking for the first out of the inning.
This one foul and out of play. Curveball brushes him back.
Oh, he's got him picked off.
It was a great play by Karen, and they've got him well played all around. Karen, the back pick, caught Adrian the courtesy runner way off the base.
Yeah, Murphy was caught in between. It was as you mentioned, Bryce Karen realized it right away. He was caught in the base paths. There's no opportunity for him to get back.
Well, and what I like most about it is minimal throws to finish once they got him caught in a rundown. It was just one throw from Lechner to Lukin to supply the tag.
Yeah, and how big is that now? Because, you get that runner caught. Otherwise, you'd have runners at first and second and nobody out.
Correct.
So it's a big out to get him off the base paths.
Heads up play from the catcher. Good to see that everybody was paying attention, because Lechner, if he's not paying attention down at first and that gets out into right field, that's just bad stuff. But that's not what happened. Instead, he made a perfect play. He was paying attention. He caught it, ran his man all the way to second, and then made the throw to complete the out. And now they're just keeping Torgrimson close over there at first.
Again, just trying to keep that runner out of scoring position. Already down 4-0.
West is 1 for 2, had a double and a run scored in the first. That one was running in. I was going to say Torgrimson was thinking about going. He'll get the base for free now. Second hit batter of the inning. The struggles continue. That was just the first out that they got on the bases.
Oh.
So now 5 straight have reached to start the inning for Buffalo. 2 already across, 2 on, 1 out for Salas, who had the RBI single in the first inning.
That hit him too. Yikes. When it rains, it pours.
Coach Mossy will call time and head out, try and settle things down, but how do you reset after back-to-back hit pitches?
Yeah, that's tough.
On back-to-back throws?
Yeah, I think
7 straight have reached. Sorry, 6 straight
6
have reached. 2 have scored. They did get 1 out. Looks like Grisey is not going to give up the ball.
Nope, he's going to let him
So
stay out there.
how does he reset?
Well, we shall find out quick enough.
I mean, at this point, this game is still within reach.
Absolutely.
You allow the 3 that are on base to score, and maybe not so much, especially with the troubles they have had to get hits. I mean, they get 3 hits in a row with 2 outs in the third, but come up empty, and now Buffalo in danger of blowing this one wide open. Dolan Brisk reached on an error and scored in the second inning, had a single and was left stranded in the last inning. This one crushed to left and gone. That is a grand slam. And just like that is an 8-0 Buffalo lead.
That was a meaty pitch that he had an opportunity to swing at. And again, we talked about the aggressive batters from Buffalo, and he didn't waste any time jumping on that fastball, and he gave it a ride over that left field fence. And all of a sudden now it's 8-0, 6 runs in this inning.
And still only one out.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the first strike that Brisk saw.
The designated hitter, number 18,
Marconet is the 8th batter of the inning. RBI single and a walk, his 2 trips, so he has been able to visit first base both times. Trying to keep that streak intact.
Yeah, that ball left the park briskly for sure. See what I did there?
Took you that
well,
long.
I was waiting for you to finish. I wanted to get it in sooner, but I didn't want to step on you. I do that enough.
This one rolled to the left side, scooped up by Lukin. The throw in time for out number 2.
Yeah, and this is a situation just all they got to get out of the inning. It's been
6 runs on 3 hits in the inning. This one hit well to left also. Petru underneath it will make the catch. And the inning is finally over. They send 6 to the plate. 6 of them come all the way around. They send 9 to the plate.
Right, yeah.
6 of them come all the way around. And hopefully when we come back to the bottom of the 4th, I will have found my tongue. Buffalo came out, got a couple of hits with 2 out in the first to get the first run of the game. At this point, it could stand as being the winning run, as the Cardinals have yet to get on the board. They added another in the second, and then they blew it wide open in the 4th inning, scoring 6 times on just 3 hits. There were 3 hit batters in the inning. And just like that, Bison have an 8-0 lead.
Yeah, one of those 3 hits, a grand slam.
Yeah, not a play that we have seen a ton of over the years. And certainly it's much more fun to see them for the home team. But we're biased. We do that.
Yes.
So now the hole is extra deep for the Cardinals to try and dig out of. Brady Lechner, the first baseman, leading off. He had a grounder to first time up.
Well, and if you're Caleb Johnson, you have to feel pretty good. And all of a sudden, you're staked to an 8-0 lead.
And that curveball twisted Lechner up all kinds of different ways, 0-2. Yeah, and I don't know if he's a danger to have cooled down. He was in the dugout for quite a while after what was his toughest inning of the outing so far. He threw twice as many pitches in the 3rd as he did in the 2nd. This one hit into left. It dances around in the wind a bit, but still Mullenbach underneath it for out number 1. But yeah, he would love to have a quick inning and get his guys back to the dish, although they really didn't do that much damage on their own.
Nope.
They took advantage of the opportunity afforded them.
Well, good teams do that.
And one big hit, obviously. Colin Fanoff rolled it out to shortstop back in the second inning. Big hack at the high heat. Lays off the curveball in the dirt, 1-1. Saw Fanoff get the home run in Anoka. Just underneath the fastball.
Yeah, he
1-2.
He gave that one a nice ride.
Well, Johnson has relied on his fastball a lot, and it's a good one. Working in that curveball more and more the deeper we get into this game. We saw Karen time it up and put it into right field. Rears back and fires the fastball by him. He likes to stay with it when he's in two-strike situations.
Understands his money pitch, and he's got a lot of velocity on that. We have one of the Buffalo coaches behind the dugout capturing his speed of that fastball on the gun.
Braden Grisey decided to swing before that pitch came out of Johnson's hand, and he was time for a fastball, and that wasn't it. 0-1. Goes back to the curveball, gets Grisey swinging out of his shoes again, 0-2.
And another great spot for Johnson to be in here with 2 away. As you talked about, get your team back to the dish as soon as you can.
Grisey has had the first hit of the ball game for the Cardinals. Solid single with 2 out back in the second inning. He'd like to repeat the effort here in the fourth. See if they can start a rally. All of the Cardinals' 4 hits have come with 2 out. This one, chop back up the middle. Scooping it is Torgrimson. His throw is in time. And Johnson gets him 1-2-3. We go to the 5th. It's Buffalo 8, Coon Rapids 0. You're watching high school baseball on CTN.
Did you know you can raise backyard chickens? But a permit is required, and there's a limit of 4 female chickens per property. No roosters or other fowl are allowed. And there are specific rules for the chicken coop and run. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov. Did you know city code prohibits outdoor storage of things like building materials, auto parts, household items, scrap metal, garbage, and more? Thank you for helping our city look its best. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
Yep. New pitcher on the hill for the Cardinals. Jacob Califoot taking over. His team down 8-0. The starter Grisey out to right field. And Leo Bloom-Vachereau moves to center.
Coach Mossy making a few defensive changes, obviously with the new pitcher. And the Cardinals in the field would like a quick inning here. Get back to the dish. Trailing 8-0.
Well, it was a long, painful 4th inning for Grisey, which, again,
it was.
He showed good stuff. And then, once it got off track, unfortunately, it went way off track. And then he grooved the wrong pitch to the wrong guy, and just like that, the lead was doubled.
Yep, he certainly gave that pitch a ride.
So Jamison Stern started that big inning with a double to left. One hopped the fence. That came on a 2-2 pitch. He's the first to face Califoot. Fouls the fastball back and out of play. Floats one up high, 1-1.
Now the Bison pitcher will have to get the batters. I'm sorry, will have to get used to a different look here.
This one fouled back, and we'll get out of play, 1-2. Righty versus lefty, a little bit shorter. The arsenal a little different. More compact delivery. Curveball that's going to keep you on your toes, apparently.
Definitely.
Goes back to the fastball, misses high. Full count to the leadoff man, Stern. Misses high, ball 4, a leadoff walk. Not how he wanted to start his outing.
No, considering that the Bison have been hitting the ball well. Already 7 base hits in this contest. And hitting the ball hard.
Nolan Mullenbach was the first of 3 to be hit by a pitch in that 6-run 4th inning. Way up high and outside to Mullenbach. It's 2-0.
Got a little trouble finding the zone here early on with his pitches.
This one foul off the foot of Mullenbach. When already down 8, you don't want to groove everything you throw, but at the same time, you can't continue to beat yourself.
No, you can't.
You have to make the Bison swing the bat.
Absolutely. You let your defense make plays behind you, hopefully.
High and away makes it 3-1. Well, again, the defense had 3 errors in the first 2 innings.
That's why I added the hopefully.
Outside, ball 4, back-to-back walks, and back to the top of the order for Buffalo.
Back to the mound goes Coach Mossy to talk to his pitcher. Calm him down here a little bit after giving up 2 walks to 2 batters to start. And the last thing the Cardinals want is to allow 2 runs to come across this inning.
Well, and they just have a handful of kids who can pitch. They just don't have the depth and the number of innings that they need out of the bullpen. It's not going to get sucked up by a large mass of numbers. There's at least not in our experience so far. You say I thought this was game 4. If you say it's the 5th game we've done, I'll believe you. But we've only seen, I think, four different pitchers in all of those games. They're going to try and backpick the runner at first. Mullenbach, it skips away from Lechner. Both runners are going to advance. Lechner gets it back to the middle of the diamond, but everybody moves up, and that is going to be error number 4 this afternoon against the Cardinals.
Yeah, so we saw Centennial, we saw Blaine, we saw Anoka, and we saw Andover. So this is our 5th game.
Well,
because I know we did 4 Tuesdays in a row.
I would, you are correct.
Thank you.
You're correct.
You'd have it in your scorebook.
I would.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look at
Back in time. I'd have to travel.
We don't really want to look back.
No,
at the score
we don't. That's why.
Another pitch misses low. 3-0 now to Carson Adrian, and Califoot in danger of walking the bases loaded on the first 3 guys he faces, and he's found the zone this time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, mentally, it gets in your head a little bit when you start walking players.
Or a lot.
A lot.
Or when you start hitting them.
Or
It's contagious.
It is contagious.
I get it. Those guys do something I could never do.
Correct. Me either.
There's no doubt of that.
No question.
No question whatsoever. But you've got to find a way to have fun, enjoy it, and work your way out of it. Well, they say nothing good comes easy.
That is correct.
Full count pitch is down and away to Adrian, and he will trot down to first base. They're all loaded up. And maybe Califo was just removing his margin of error so that he can now take the Bison out 1-2-3 in more impressive and dramatic fashion.
Yep. Cooper Murphy back running at first again. We saw him earlier.
Yes, he was caught stealing on the back pick in that fourth inning for the first out of that first inning, or of that inning. Torgrimson will step away as everyone advances. That pitch way up over the head of Kieran. And plenty of room, as we've talked about numerous times here at Ken Sundstrom Field, to advance runners.
We're going to see a pitching change. Yeah, we've talked about the real estate behind home plate a lot, that once it gets past, it's tough not to advance.
So 3 walks and a wild pitch, and that is the end of the outing for Jacob Califoot. We'll spin the wheel and see what Mossy thinks of next. We'll be back with more of the 5th inning after this on CTN.
Did you know properties are required to have garbage and recycling service with a licensed hauler? On Collection Day, place your carts 2 feet behind the curb. Collection containers should not be placed in the street. And don't forget, containers are not allowed at the curb on non-collection days. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
Things have gotten away from the Cardinals a bit here. And some of our younger fans may have lost a little bit of interest in the contest between the fences. The mysteries that lie beyond the other fence, sometimes far more intriguing. But we have Brady
absolutely.
Lecter now coming on. And he will inherit runners at second and third. And a 1-0 count to Ty Torgrimson. One already across in the inning for Buffalo. They lead 9-0. That pitch down and in. Easy take for Torgrimson. It's 2-0. So Califoot back to center. Bloom Vachereau back to right. And Grisey takes over at first. This one chopped to the left side. And it is foul before Fanoff can get there. He was looking at that lead runner, trying to gun him down at home, and Mullenbach was well aware that that was a foul ball.
Yeah.
But it is a strike. So a 2-1 count for Lechner as he works against Torgrimson. Fastball misses high, 3-1. And that pitch outside, ball 4.
Still don't want out.
It's the 4th walk in a row to start the inning.
Now batting for the Bison, the second baseman, right-handed West.
Riley West has scored twice, doubled in the first inning, scored the first run of the ball game, was hit by a pitch and ended up scoring as part of the 6-run, fourth inning. Takes a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Nobody out still here in the inning. Bases loaded. Way up high and
He almost
West.
went.
They're gonna look.
Oh, they're gonna call us. They're gonna call it a strike.
When you're up 9-0, bases loaded, nobody out. The pitcher clearly struggling.
Yep. Give it to him.
Yeah, you shouldn't have checked your swing. You shouldn't have even swung at that. This one popped up and out of play. And we'll try again at 0-2.
Ooh, hit him. Not the way you want your 10th run scored if you're against you if you're Coon Rapids, by hitting a batter.
And that'll give West an RBI and make it, as you mentioned, 10-0. So the Cardinals in a position where they will have to score in the bottom half of this inning. But first, they must get out of the top half. Still, bases loaded, nobody out. They will get the one at home. Pretty easy play, fan off in good spot. Throws it home to Bryce Karen. A couple of the Cardinal co-captains collaborating for out number 1.
Yeah, again, just obviously moved. He hit the runner at home. He had plenty of time.
And Price thought about trying to go down to first, see if they could get the 5-2-3 double play. I would have loved it.
Well, that would have been great.
But, I don't know that he would have had time, but he wasn't going to chance it with another runner in Torgrimson making his way over to third.
And don't go over pitch here. Last time the Cardinal pitchers did, there was a grand slam involved. Yeah.
He can do that.
He can. He showed us.
He's 2 for 3, reached on an error, a single, and then the grand slam. This one hit high to center. Underneath it is Califoot. He'll make the catch. Tagging and coming home is Torgrimson. That is a sacrifice fly for Brisk. And it is an 11-0 Bison lead.
Yeah, and his 5th RBI.
Now batting for the Bison, the designated hitter, number 18, Aiden Marconet.
Eden Marconet, the DH, 1 for 2. RBI single, a walk, and a ground out. 2 on, 2 out. 3 already across in the inning for the visiting Bison to push their lead to 11. Marconet is the 8th batter of the inning. And this one hit high to right center, and an adjustment by LBV to make the catch for out number 3. It was a little worrisome as that one hung up in the air and moved around a bit.
We've seen some interesting baseball.
But he was able to track it. Cardinals coming to the plate. They need at least 2 to keep this game alive. You're watching baseball on CTN.
Did you know Coon Rapids has a city code regulating the height of your grass? Grass and weeds must be kept under 8 inches high. Thank you for helping our city look its best. For more information on this and other city codes, log on to coonrapidsmn.gov.
Back of the ballpark, the bottom of the order, 2 up for the Cardinals, and they need base runners in a big way.
Yes, they do. And the way Johnson's been pitching, it's making it difficult. Only 4 hits on the day for the Cardinals.
And all have come with 2 outs. Braden Grisey, a 2-out single in the second. Then Karen, Sharp, and Califoot had 3 straight 2-out hits. Unfortunately, an out on the bases ended that inning without a run being scored. Johnson reached back and challenged with a fastball, and Lukin comes up empty, 1-1. Luke had a ground ball to short first time up. Finds the zone, evens the count. Johnson just 3 batters over the minimum through 4 innings.
Yeah, he's definitely been impressive.
3 strikeouts, no walks. Just the 4 2-out hits, and they eliminated 1 on the bases. My Minneapolis math says that's 3 over the minimum.
It serves you well.
Lukin sent that one foul down the first base line, and he'll get another look at a 2-2 pitch from Caleb Johnson. And he'll flare one foul again. This one over the fence this time. At least he's getting his money's worth in this at bat.
Well, he's making contact, and that's what keeps his bat alive.
Another 2-2 pitch. Curveball in there for strike 3. He'd been staying on the fastball, and he pulled the string and dropped it right through the zone.
Just a pretty pitch.
That'll bring up left fielder Brian Petru. Fly ball to center in his one at bat. Popped up. Will it stay in play? No, it will not. Great effort given by Dolan Brisk. Nearly ran back to the dugout. But it will stay 0-1. Johnson, fastball for a strike, ahead in the count 0-2.
Yeah, and this is where he's been good. I mean, when he gets ahead in the count, he's been able to mix his pitches even a little bit more.
He's only been to a 3-ball count once in the ball game. That was with 2 out in the first inning against Jacob Califoot. Went to a full count. Petru rolls that one foul in front of the first base bag. Try again at 0-2. Big curveball chopped down in front of home plate. What a scoop from Brisk.
Yeah, he had him.
Adrian got his body in good position, but he kind of clutched the throw.
He did.
Put it in the dirt, big hop, but a good scoop from Brisk, and that's out number 2.
Right fielder, number 10, Leo Bloom Vacherow.
And now Leo Bloom Vacherow, he was a strikeout victim back in the 3rd inning. And he is the last hope for the Cardinals, trying to get that lineup turned back over. One fouled back out of play. Curveball, and Bloom Vacherow thought about it, but wisely keeps the bat on his shoulders. That one started about chin high and ended up at his ankles and even in the dirt. Fastball chopped to the left side, fielded by Stern. The throw in time, and this game is over.
Yeah, again, another tough loss for the Cardinals here. Just not able to get anything going offensively. Tough on the mound for Coon Rapids, but just 4 hits and 4 errors in the field really hurt him as well. Number of hit batters, just a combination of things that didn't go right.
Yeah, and Grisey able to work through some adversity in the early innings, still in it 2-0. But then everything explodes in the 4th inning. You give up 6 runs on only 3 hits. They had 3 more runs without a hit in the 5th inning to push it to Mercy Rule territory. And then Johnson doing what he did all afternoon is keeping the Cardinal batters off balance. And we talked about it early in the game. They're just not getting a lot of hits. 3-4 hits a game is kind of where they've been averaging, and it makes it real tough to win baseball games if you only get 4 hits.
Well, again, they're going to try and win. They get right back at it here tomorrow against Rogers, trying to see if they can get that first win of the season. But unfortunately, Cards are going to fall to 0-11.
We have lacrosse coming up on Wednesday. Our first look of the season at the boys lacrosse squad as they host Forest Lake. We'll see the softball team under the lights on Friday the 16th. Then it's playoff time from there on out. But that's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score, Buffalo 10, Coon Rapids 0. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young. Say goodnight.